Everybody has a podcast.
Hey, yo. Hope everybody's doing good. Man, what is up? Well, I put it in your face, man. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We're back. Yeah, VGReview will be in momentarily. Man, how was y'all's weekend? Mine was, didn't do too much. Got out and did some frisbee golfing. Was a lot of raining going on though, so I wasn't out too long. Got out early. It was fun. Too hot, still hot as hell. Back on Monday. Been a while since we've been here on a Monday, so it's good to be back and good to be with all of you. Wiss, what's up?
What's up, you dumb motherfucker?
How have you been, man?
Pretty good, just chilling fucking hoes and, getting fucked up.
Man, God, I wish I could be like you. Oh, man, so let's go ahead and get into a little bit of VGReview news, because let's just do that. All right, so been a minute since we've done any video game news. Now, we got some interesting ones going on this time. We got one that I'm looking at right now, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what? So, I'm not going to get into it straight on, but did you guys know that Netflix has games? I'm on the site Kotaku.com, just to let you know. Netflix has some games, but evidently nobody's playing them. So since last year, Netflix has offered its folks access to free video game. And now this data shows that less than 1% of its users actually playing any of these video games. Now, this Netflix is it's got a bunch of video games coming to a service, and it looks like very few people give a shit. So 23 million downloads, not a lot, I guess. And then they got 221 mil, so that's really not a lot at all. But they got games. What kind of games they got, man? I guess app-based games. I'm looking to see what they got. They need to have like shit that motherfuckers had. I don't know. I'm not sure. They got a Stranger Things puzzle game. I ain't even watching Stranger Things, so I don't give a shit about that. Stranger Things, that's one of those shows that too many people think it's so cool. I'm just not even gonna watch it. I'm not gonna waste my time. That's like Breaking Bad and all these shows. I don't have time. I don't want to do that. I want to get engrossed in more TV shit shows, binge watching. Nah, man. trying to make my life more productive. All right, I don't need any other fucking shows to fucking binge. Believe me on that shit. Anyway, I didn't even know Netflix had fucking games, so that's crazy time. Let's go and see what other stories I got. Let's go ahead and get into this one. I'm not going to tease this anymore. All right, Super Punch-Out. Remember Super Punch-Out? Well, check this shit out. Secret 2-player mode. Secret 2-player mode. You can now famously play a single-player game with a friend. Super Punch-Out. The 1994 Super Nintendo game released as a sequel to, you know it, the 87 Original. Like its predecessor, was a single-player game. You play as Little Mac, and you fight your way through a bunch of fighting motherfuckers, and every single battle is you against the computer. Or it was. While messing around with the game recently, it looks like unlisted cheats casually found some new cheats for Super Punch-Out. Man, that's been a long time. 28 fucking years, man. Using the same 2-button combo method as the cheats already known, they found 2 new ones. The first allowing you to casually pick any of the game's fighters, even the ones from Super Circuit, for a one-off bout. Okay. But we got another cheat. This is the one that we want to see. Nintendo Switch. You got it to work on the Switch? Uh-oh. Looks like I'm going to have to fucking see about this. So, 2-player. That's cool. It looks like somebody got this to work on the Switch. You can do the special moves as player 2. Bald Bull. Huh. All right. Well, I'm going to give it a try. 2-player mode. Well, this isn't the first time we got some secrets inside a classic video game, but this is pretty big, man. 2 players? Come on, man. That's pretty gangster. All right. That's pretty good. What else we got going on in the news? Anything importanto is that? I'm looking, and I don't see shit. I'm looking and I don't see shit for real. Yeah. Anyway, well, that's it for the news. I wanted to talk about something we haven't touched on in a minute. Deshaun Watson. All right, it looks like he got a 6-game suspension. And it looks like the NFL says that's not enough. So they're going to appeal it, try to get 12 games probably. But the Cleveland Browns are sticking with Deshaun to see what's going on with this appeal. They sticking with the prep plan for Deshaun. Come on, man. I'm going to be done with this. Let this guy play. Let's get it over with. You know, it was a sham money grab, and he's be on you. And let's be done with this. I'm tired of hearing about it. So they're gonna appeal. They'll probably, who the fuck knows, man. 12 games, okay. That's basically almost the whole year. I mean, look, man. Just they said 6. Let's do it and be done with it. All right, let's do it and fucking be done with the shit. Be done with the shit. Done with the shit. Done with the shit. And from now on, Deshaun. Hookers only. All right. Let's go ahead and just keep with. Let's just get a few good ones. Keep them on retainer, Deshaun. I'm telling you, it's the best advice you'll have all year. That's the best advice you'll have in the next 10 years. Yo. Another thing I want to touch on. Steven Jackson. I know this is kind of an old story. Back a few months ago, so he left his fiance because he didn't want to sign a prenup. Oh, man. I never really liked Steven Jackson too much, but you gotta keep your money. Keep your money. Hey, man, I got to give big ups to this man. Yeah, and he didn't fold, so that's cool, man. Shout out Stephen J. Not letting these hoes get him down. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Don't, even if you don't have money, they'll try to get you. It's a conspiracy. Anyway, Steven Jackson. That's what's up, man. Yeah. I see you, Steven. You're doing a smart thing. So that's good for you, man. Don't get married. Don't do it. I don't give a damn what you feel like. We've talked about it before. It's a bad idea. If you were a business as a man and your business had the man rules applied to it with everything as far as what goes into a marriage and all that's going to occur that's bad and all that shit, you would not do it. It's terrible. Your risk management team would say no. They would say, don't do this, don't do it. I don't give a damn. So Steven Jackson's not stupid. All right, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and go to the phones. It's been a minute since we've been to the phones. I want to take a call. So let's go see who's on the line right now. We got Harriet from Tusky. I hadn't seen her in a while. Let's see what's up, Harriet.
Hey there, Clint. This is Harriet from T-Town. I just want to know, is you an ass or a titty man? Now hang up and listen. Roll Tide.
Oh my goodness, Harriet. Okay, so Harriet wants to know, am I an ass or a titty man? Now, I don't know, have we had this question before on the show? Probably. It seems quite tame to what we usually talk about. But me, I'm usually an ass man. But I will say, well, let me ask you, Wiss, what do you like?
I'm a fucking ass man, dumbass. But I also love titties.
I kind of feel, so all my girlfriends that I've dated for an extended amount of time always had big asses, So I guess you could say I'm an ass man. But also, I've had run-ins with a couple of big titty girls, and I don't mean big titties and fat. I mean big titties and skinny. That is fun. That is like a special wonderland, and it never lasts long. I don't know why, but a few escapades, and then it's done. But man, is it fun while it lasts. And then I usually end up with a girl who has a big ass and either not that much titty or it's kind of small. But that's all right, I remember one time I dated this girl. She had a fucking mutant ass. She was a smaller frame girl, but her ass was like that of, I don't know, some Amazonic Xena the Warrior Princess mutated ass, and it was huge. But she was kind of, weird, and not in a good way, and crazy. They're all crazy, but she was crazy. So
you're fucking crazy, dumbass.
I'll fuck you up.
I'll fuck you up.
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 All right, so. Yeah, we've been talking about Deshaun. We've been talking about Stefan. Yeah, man, we've had those discussions before. A lot of talking about that kind of thing. So, yeah, don't get married. That shit's stupid. All my friends that are married now, I'm trying to just think right now. I got one friend that might be halfway happy. Maybe. And that's because they put all the good shit on Facebook, and nobody's going to put the real shit. And then the other ones, they're miserable and they don't give a damn, but they still don't put it up online. I just, they tell me shit. So it doesn't make any sense to fucking do that. Oh, man. We got any other callers on? Klaus, what's up with the nobody there? All right, you know what we're going to do? I think we're going to go ahead and do a 3-song block for you guys and let you chill back and enjoy some tunes from the sound bank, of which I don't know what it is, but I think we got some jazz going on. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll be back after this short 3-song block, folks. Oh, yeah. Back. What is up? All right, so hope you enjoyed that nice 3-song block. Not sure who those were. Random songs from the sound bank. All right, so now, what do we got going on? I'm going to do a vintage video game review for you guys from a Neo Geo classic, Metal Slug 3. And then we'll get you guys off to bed. It'll be a short one tonight. I'm going to try to come back on Thursday with more shit. So stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get into it. Metal Slug 3, a Neo Geo title developed by SNK, published by SNK, produced by Takashi Nishiyama, designers Akio Mihir Nasorano, programmers Aba Kinji Ando, Draminda Indi, artists Canon Kuri Sunsumu, composers Masato Horiyuchi, Takushi Hayamuta, Yoshiki Wada. This is, of course, the Metal Slug series. Got a lot of these in the arcade and on the Neo Geo. This one, Metal Slug 3, Neo Geo MVS arcade, sequel to Metal Slug 2X, Metal Slug X, Metal Slug 2. So this game is ported to the PS2, Xbox, Microsoft Windows, iOS, Android, Wii, PlayStation Portable, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and Nintendo Switch. So we got a lot of shit. This game adds several features of the gameplay of the original Metal Slug and Metal Slug 2, such as the weapons, the vehicles, and introducing branching paths into the series. So let's go into the gameplay of this bad bow. The gameplay mechanics are the same as in the previous Metal Slug games. The player must shoot constantly at a continuous stream of enemies in order to reach the end of each level. At this point, the player confronts a boss who is usually considerably larger and tougher than the regular enemies. On the way through each level, the player can find numerous weapon upgrades and Metal Slug tanks. The tank is known as the SV-001. SV stands for Super Vehicle, which increases the player's offense and considerably adds to their defense. In addition to shooting, the player can perform melee attacks by using a knife and or kicking fools. The player does not die by coming into contact with enemies, and correspondingly, many of the enemy troops have melee attacks. Much of the game's scenery is destructible, and occasionally this reviews extra items or power-ups. During the course of a level, the player encounters POWs, or prisoners of war, who, if freed, offer the player bonuses in the form of random items or weapons. At the end of each level, the player receives a scoring bonus based on the number of freed POWs. If the player dies before the end of the level, the tally of freed POWs reverts to 0. A new feature in Metal Slug 3 is the branching path system. In most missions, there are forking paths from which the player must choose one, each with their own obstacles, each of varying length and difficulty. All paths eventually lead to the same boss battle, but the player may have different equipment and may have rescued more or fewer POWs depending on their choice of path. So, that's the gameplay. Let's get into the plot now. Several years ago, the evil General Morden was foiled in his attempted coup d'etat against world governments of the Perennial Falcon Strike Force. After forming an alliance with the alien race in an attempt to stage another coup, Morden was betrayed and taken prisoner by his newfound allies. His rebel troops formed an ad hoc alliance with the Strike Force, and the aliens were defeated and Morden was killed. Instrumental in defeating Morden during the first coup were Captain Marco Rossi and Lieutenant Tarma Roving. Rossi, now a major and Roving a captain, led the fight against Morden during the second coup, joined by 2 members of the Intelligence Agency Special Ops Squad, Sparrows, Sergeant Eric Casadamoto and Sergeant Clarscas Fiona Jeremy. Several years have passed since that time, and Morden is listed as missing by his surviving followers. Determined to wipe out every remnant of Morden's power base, the army sent Rossi and Roving to destroy all remaining rebel strongholds one by one. During the fighting, however, Rossi and Roving come to the conclusion that the enemy is too well organized and perhaps Morton is not dead as was initially thought. Meanwhile, the Sparrows come across a series of strange events which lead the army to conclude that the aliens with whom Morton once allied himself have returned. The Peregrine Falcon, Strike Force, and Sparrows are once again united and set to defeat this new threat. After various battles against Morton's forces, the heroes face off against Morton. After defeating him, it is revealed it was an alien in disguise, and the real Morton has been taken prisoner by the aliens. The aliens abduct the player character and leave Earth. At this point, another character takes the player character's place. An ad hoc alliance is formed between Strike Force and Morton's troops as to save their captured comrades. The rebels launch an armada of rocket ships to attack the alien mothership, Rug Name. After a long battle through the ship's interior, the Rug Name starts to collapse due to the amount of damage it has sustained. After destroying the ship's core, the Strike Force must fight their way through armies of clones of their captured teammate, some of whom turn into zombies. Both captured member of Strike Force and Morton are freed. As they escape, they are confronted by the aliens' leader, Ritmars. A battle ensues in Earth's atmosphere, which is won by the Strike Force, who leave Ritmars' body in the ocean. Upon seeing Morton and his men celebrating, the player character throws their weapon into the water in disgust. Alrighty then. So the versions of this game we already discussed the porting. I might have to check out the Switch version because I actually played the port of the Neo Geo. So all these games are pretty fun. It's a classic action side-scrolling game, which brings back a lot of memories and was fun back in the day. So with that being said, I mean, I get this one a 1, 2, 3 out of 4, maybe out of 5. It's pretty fun. Classic arcade shooter. You can pass the time with these because it's like fun, but just you do what you do in this game and you can pass time pretty quick in it because it's just a shooter with a lot of action, if you know what I'm saying. So it's pretty good game. I might check it out on the Switch and see what it's like. Probably be a pretty good time waster. But like I said, I try not to get too into stuff. More of a vintage guy, which this is vintage. So, yeah. But I play them all. Play all games. We love games here. It's what we do as well. So that's a Metal Slug 3 review. Neo Geo VGN vintage. Yeah. Vintage gaming review.
You fucking nerd.
You're a nerd.
You're a nerd.
I might be. I just might be. Like Gucci said. I might be. All right. Yeah, well, like I said, we're going to go ahead and take it on down. Right now, I'll go ahead and wind it down because I'm tired. I want to get out of here. And I'm going to try to come out. Maybe we might do another one this week. We might not on Thursday. I don't know what you think, Wiz.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, see you later.
Alright, yeah. Holler at a player, Murphy.
All right. Have a good one. Hope you guys have a good night. So definitely do what you do. Definitely see you next Monday, if not Thursday. So do what I do. Smoke it up.